Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and this video is about a flowering event here at Douentza, and I have Musschia in full bloom. So here we are at the long border in my garden, and it has been such a drought-full summer that it's very wonderful to see a bit of rain, and I've jumped out here to have a quick look at this plant before it goes over and past Best Buy, and the rain can do that. Now, as you can see, this is Musschia wollastonii, which is a fantastic biennial plant I bought 3 years ago. Just moving back so you can see the full extent of it. Okay, so it starts down here, and we have a trunk, and we have leaves that have wilted now, and the reason why they've wilted is because this plant has come into flower. And here we have a magnificent candelabra-like effect of so many small flowers held in a giant rectangular cluster at the top of the plant. And you can see that these flowers are green. Now, it's difficult to tell if there's any scent because I have some major lilies just over there, and they're kind of permeating the whole area with their scent, but I don't think it has. I haven't read that it has. As you can see, I have buds yet to open, and I have flowers, lots and lots of green and yellow flowers. Now, this is a fantastic plant from Madeira Island, and I really love anything that comes from Madeira or Tenerife, which are of course off the west coast of Africa, and these volcanic islands have such a wonderful microclimate, very often harbouring plants that are hardy in our climate here in Ireland. So anything that comes from there I tend to seek out and grow in my garden. Now, this plant is a biennial, as I said, but I bought it 3 years ago, and I'll link to that video above when I picked this up at the Bloom Show in Dublin. And biennials, as we all know, are supposed to grow healthily in their first year, and then in their second year they produce flowers and fruit, and then they die. And this is what the Musschia we have in front of it is supposed to do, but I've actually had it for 3 years. And it's really quite interesting because biennials are only meant to last 2. But I've also had this phenomenon with wilpretii, which is supposed to last 2 years as well, but has always been around for 3 years in my garden. And having spoken to other Irish gardeners, they've also experienced the same thing with wilpretii, which is from Tenerife, that it takes 3 years to flower and die. So whether it's something to do with the fact that we don't have enough sun here in Ireland to mature it in the first year, that it needs that extra year, I don't know. But it's all bonus, because this plant and wilpretii look amazing when they're in leaf. Now, we're looking at the flowers at the moment, and the flowers are very pretty. And we passed by the leaves down here, which are looking very sad. But this is a plant that, generally speaking, is grown for its leaf. And the rosette of beautiful leaves was just amazing up until the point that it decided to flower. And I was very happy to have it. So what next, I hear you ask, and the truth is that this plant is going to die now that it has flowered, but with a bit of luck I'll have so much seed that it'll pop up again in the garden. In any case, I'd certainly collect the seed and start it off as seedlings next spring, but I'll let you know more about that when we get around to collecting and sowing seed. It's a beautiful plant and a real talking point because it's that unusual. People don't know what it is, and I always love anything that's just a little bit unusual. And of course, when I have lots of seed to play around with and lots of little plants to play around with, I can experiment with leaving this outdoors during the winter. This one has come into my greenhouse for the last 2 winters, and then in spring I have planted it in the ground, which is where you see it here. It likes a bit of shade, and this particular position isn't great for it, but last year I had it under the shade of some trees and it really seemed to thrive and look so well in its position. Okay, I guess that's about all I can say about this plant. I hope that you liked this video, and if so, give it a thumbs up and check back for lots more gardening stuff. Bye!